It's really inappropriate at the hotel when I was away for my birthday that people were constantly saying, well, why are you here alone? Like, aren't you lonely? Aren't you uncomfortable? Isn't this weird to be on vacation by yourself? Like, I found that to be so insulting. I don't know why people feel like that's appropriate to say to a stranger. After the fourth time of someone saying that, I was prepared on what to say, which actually was really empowering because I was able to say, you don't think it sounds like an amazing day to go to the pool and sit by the pool for 8 hours by yourself and do everything that you want to do with no interruptions, no one distracting you, no drama, no one telling you how to be anywhere? You wouldn't want a day like that. You wouldn't want a day where you can do exactly what you want in the most perfect weather by yourself. You wouldn't want that. Women started to catch on and women were like, wow, yeah, that actually does sound. I think a lot of us don't take that time and space for ourselves, and so when we see someone doing something that's not the norm, I don't know many people that would take themselves on a vacation to a place that is very obvious you're by yourself. Like, I'm eating breakfast by myself, I'm eating dinner by myself, I'm at the pool by myself, I'm walking by myself, I'm not talking to anybody all day. It's very obvious to everyone in the hotel that I'm alone. For some people that would be so overwhelming. It normally isn't for me, but when those first 3 people said something, I felt uncomfortable. I felt embarrassed. I felt a little shame, which is so weird because I have traveled probably 100 trips by myself and not felt those things. And those people coming up to me and blatantly saying it made it off, made it weird. But then by the 4th one, I stood in my power. I stood in why I am comfortable. I do genuinely believe that it's amazing to hang out by myself at a pool and do exactly what I want. Like, I could sit on Instagram all day if I wanted. I could sleep all day if I wanted. I could eat whatever I wanted. I literally would read an entire book in one day. As a book nerd, that's heaven. That's me. This situation at the hotel with these people questioning my traveling alone really triggered something. It made me uncomfortable. There was a gentleman that saw my Hawaii video. You can go read the comment. It's still there. I left it. And he's like, how sad that this woman has no family and no partner and she's alone on Christmas. How sad. Well, sir, you don't know my situation or my story. That Hawaii trip was one of the most powerful, life-changing trips that I've ever had. I'm not the same person because of the beautiful experience that I had. My stepdad didn't want to come with. I actually offered to pay for him to join. It's very sad I don't have a partner. I'd love to have a partner. I've been working on myself. I really started putting in the work 10 years ago when I moved to downtown Chicago, new city, and I had the freedom to be a new person. I didn't have to be the old suburban, low self-esteem, sad, very lonely, very hurt that I didn't have family, feeling in a lot of lack. I still have to talk about that day where I walked to the library and I checked out all those books and I got trained to be a certified hypnotherapist and I rewrote my patterns and behaviors and the way I looked at things. I'm the woman that you see before you now because of that. It was triggered by that relationship with that man that I had. I'm so thankful that I closed the book with him and we had a conversation about that past. So after I made the video, A Moment of Silence for My Exes, I actually reached out to that partner. I texted him and he said, you know, why don't we hang out? And he ended up coming over hours later. As soon as I got in the car, I said, I want to thank you. And he was like, I'm sorry for what? And I said, 10 years ago, you and I had a relationship and it shattered me and it made me go work on myself and it made me improve myself. I couldn't be the person that I am if I hadn't gotten my feelings hurt by you. And so thank you. He literally was like, oh my gosh, thank you. That's one of the nicest things anyone has ever said. Because obviously he knew he was a jerk. What he did wasn't great. He has since over the last few weeks apologized for various aspects of it, almost all of them. And I just feel so settled now in the closure of that relationship. Like, these are conversations that I didn't think I'd ever get because I was open and vulnerable with this person. And because this person had also worked on themselves, we were able to have a more mature conversation about our shortcomings as a relationship 10 years ago. Talking about the pain that we both worked through, how his mommy issues caused him to behave and really like a certain type of partner. How I told him he reminded me of my daddy issues, where he was absent and cold and would pull away, would trigger my anxiety. He literally multiple times, especially this last time that we hung out, was like, I'm really sorry. I was not healthy. I said some things and I said this and I shouldn't have said that. And I want to take responsibility for that. To hear an ex who had shattered you say these things, sis, whoo! I feel like someone handed me a gold bar. I have I don't know if you can see, I have chills up and down my body. It was to have that conversation. And I'm not saying every person in your past should reach out and call them and have this conversation. That's not what I'm getting at. Getting at the fact that I was vulnerable and I felt compelled that it would be a safe space to share with this person. It ended up, working out because something that I also never thought that I was going to get, which I did the day before my mom died, was my stepdad apologizing for the way that he had mistreated me. That was the same powerful of what, when both of these men said these apologies, I literally in my mind, the first thing I thought was, I never thought I would get this apology. Getting that, not that getting it was like what I needed, getting it was so fulfilling, if that makes sense. Getting it was so unexpected that the receiving of it, it was like, here's a unicorn. And you're like, oh my God. like that was the level of wow. Both of them, how they treated me, how they behaved, really crippled my beliefs in myself, the way I perceive relationships. Stepdad said these things when I was like 10, so it had impacted me for almost 30 years. And this ex had said things 10 years ago, so it had impacted me for 10 years. And so to have closure after that length of time and an apology. So this is what I've learned this week. I just wanted to pop on and share some of my life experience and growth and healing and what it looks like, what it felt like, just to remind you that I'm still working on myself. I'm still healing myself. I still got issues. I will likely never be perfect. I don't think anybody's ever going to be perfect. I wish to get as close to possible as the most happy and fulfilled, comfortable and safe that I could ever feel in my human body. Pretty sure up until the week that I pass that I will be learning and I will be growing and I will be healing. And there will likely always be someone that triggers me. And I will definitely encounter people that I trigger. Just had it with work this week. I had a lady who was very, very uncomfortable. I just laid dumb and was something like, sorry, I must be misunderstanding what you're saying. Could you, clarify what your frustration sounds like? Like, I just really didn't understand why she was coming for me. And so I just, please use your words, because I hadn't said anything or done anything and she was really attacking me. I just asked her, can you just articulate what it is that I'm doing that's upsetting you? I mean, it's not hard to say that. It's free to say it. What am I doing that's upsetting you? Could you articulate it? Because I'm not understanding. That's a beautiful thing to say to someone, because I genuinely didn't understand. And this person probably didn't understand that they were making me feel really uncomfortable and cornered because they were acting inappropriately with anger. Just ask someone like, hey, what is it I'm doing that's upsetting you? Could you clarify or articulate it? Could you use your words? I love that for us. Okay, my loves, thank you so much. I enjoy these sit downs. I miss them. I drove to get my coffee this morning and I was just thinking about how it feels like it's been weeks since I've had one of these sit downs with you. And I genuinely feel like this is therapy for me, because when you talk through things, which is why talk therapy is beneficial. When you talk through things, you can kind of put them in compartments and kind of understand what happened and your part of the issue and your perspective of the issue, and it kind of classify things. I love making these videos. I've actually thought about making like 2 or 3 a week. I get such fulfillment, and the comments that y'all are sharing, the beautiful things that you're saying, you are motivating me to just keep going, that this channel has intention, that I have purpose. It's beautiful to hear it from someone else. I thank you for it, and I want you to know that I'm thankful for you. I appreciate you. I appreciate every minute that you spend with me. If I can just help one person with each video, my heart is full. My heart is so full. I wish to be the support that I was missing at really low points in my life. I want this channel to be a place where you can come and feel that strength, to feel that handhold, to feel that love, because I love you. You deserve love. We all do. Let's help you live your best life. Mwah, thank you. I love you so much. Thanks for joining. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Oh boy.